All right, guys, good evening. Mike Tabor, he's been on here for a couple hours already. Austin, good to see you, man. Austin's already been doing some cooking for several hours.
And Amy's been cleaning up.
Amy's been cleaning up after Austin's mess. We're off to a fast, hot start already. Mark G, good to have you tonight, man. Hope everything's going well for you. Hope you're feeling well. Bob, good to have you tonight. Hope everything's well in Pennsylvania. Jace, hope things are good. Gary, good to have you tonight. Cooper the Great, good to have you. Anthony, hello, and good to have you tonight, man. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. Thank you, Mike Tabor. Good to see everybody tonight. We're going to give it a few seconds to let a few more get on here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Which is always kind of crazy to me. There's I see I don't know, 6 or 7 maybe. Mark Summers, good to have you tonight. But it says about 15 is on, I guess.
That's just because everybody's not commenting.
Well, I know, honey. That's my point. I'm making that point right here. Leave your comment if you would like. We're all friendly here. Welcome whether you comment or not. We're glad you're here. Amy, I think Austin needs to be a part of your little deal you got going on. You need to get him on there. John, good to see you, man. How's everything been going, John? Austin says sort of friendly. Yeah, Mark, we're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. How about that thing?
Jace, that's actually my brewmate because for some reason we can't find his.
Because she lost mine at Talladega.
No, I use mine. He uses his. Amy said Austin's a scaredy cat.
Side Yard Barbecue, good to have you. Working and getting ready for holidays. I understand that. It can't come quick enough. All right, so let's get started. We've got a lot of announcements tonight, actually. Smoky Joe Barbecue, good to have you. Terry, good to have you. We've got several different announcements tonight. One of them is I'm fairly proud of. It's pretty big, decent size announcement. I think you guys will enjoy. Delana, good to have you tonight.
I don't even think I know what that is.
We just talked about it.
Over supper?
No, right now, right before. I'll fill her in too whenever I announce it. I'm off the rest of the week, drinking bourbon and thinking about what to cook this weekend. Well, that's always a good way to start. Yeah. There are always a few looky-loos in the shadows.
Yep.
Old looky-loos.
That's for sure.
Old looky-loos.
Hey, Jason.
So, channel update, 5,355. We're slow and steady. Slow and steady. I appreciate all of them. Every single subscriber, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate all your support.
I know what you're going to announce.
Also, real quick, don't forget we have koozies and we have hats on the website, along with some custom signs, just grilling, just Traegering, or any other sign that you want. Let me know, and I can put Mike Tabor's Barbecue House on a sign or whatever. Just let me know. If you want just a sticker to name your grill, I've done a lot of those, and so I can do that as well. Matter of fact, I still got to do Harley's. Bob, I appreciate that. That was a great cook. We'll talk about that a little bit more too. And I need some more giant hats. We got some big headed jokers on here, and I've got to get some bigger hats. Yeah. So, and several people had mentioned about the koozies. And so I ordered 100 of them, and I think I've given about 10 away and sold 2. So if you guys need some koozies, everybody needs a koozie. Get some of them koozies. Make one saying "Piddlin in my pants." Thanks to Sister Hands. Yeah, piddling in my pants. Texas size heads. Yeah, I need to get some Texas size hats for those heads.
Mike, the Jack Daniels and Diet Coke is a no for keto, but
No, that's not true. Bourbon's perfectly fine, and I would do the Coke Zero, not the Diet Coke. I'll do the Coke Zero. Perfectly fine.
I'm not feeling better. I sound a little better, but
I'm feeling outstanding.
I'm still coughing my head off.
I'm feeling outstanding. Matter of fact, this could be a dangerous
Oh gosh.
live stream tonight because there's no telling what's going to happen tonight. I feel a little. I'm about ready to fight or party. I don't know which. So
Don't look at me.
There's no telling what's going to happen. We might go off the rails before the night's over with, but that'll probably be at the end. But I do have a topic that might get me a little fired up later on in the live stream. But before we go off the rails, we're going to stick to barbecue stuff.
I have something.
Uh-oh.
Talking about things on the website today.
I'm just going to sit here and just chill.
My ornaments come in, so I started putting those together. So this weekend, those will be on the website if anyone would like one.
What are you going to charge for those, Miss Piddlin?
They will be $5.
$5 for a nice wooden disc with the Jus Piddlin BBQ logo on them. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool little accent on your Christmas tree. Every barbecue fan needs one of those on their Christmas tree. That'd be cool. And also, I ordered one
yes.
canvas apron, very similar to the one that I wear. That's on my videos, on the brisket video, and on the little live stream thumbnail. I've got one of those that's going to be on the website probably
this weekend. We'll post. They'll both be done at the same time.
Well, both of those will be up on the website Sunday by noon. Okay, but I've only got one of those aprons, and Miss Piddlin is going to obviously sew the leather patch onto that apron, so it'll be right there, dead center in the front. So it'll be a Jus Piddlin canvas style apron that will be available on the website Sunday by noon. I've only got one. We're not going to pre-order it. First come, first serve, and that's going to be $45, which is pretty good price. I've been looking at the canvas aprons, and they'll last forever. I love mine. I wear it a lot. Sometimes I just wear it by itself. I just love that thing.
You did not.
And my hat. I mean, I wear my hat, but I love that thing. So if you're interested in that apron, be paying attention Sunday about noon. I'll post it on Instagram, Facebook as soon as it hits. First come, first serve, and it's gone. If I sell that one, then I'll buy a couple of more, and we'll kind of replenish them that way. That way I don't have 10 aprons sitting around doing nothing. So that's kind of some merchandise updates go. We've got the Jus Piddlin BBQ Christmas ornaments, and we'll have the apron up this weekend. Plus, we've still got a few hats left and a bazillion koozies, signs, all that stuff. So good stuff. Let's see here. Canadian Jim, good to have you tonight. By the way, Canadian Jim, I want to thank you again for coordinating and getting that syrup sent out to the giveaway winners. I think I've heard from everybody, I think, that got their syrup, and big fans. So thank you once again for doing that. That was super on your part. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that. My pal Vega. Sandy for President 2020. Prefer Sandy for 2020. Good deal. What about the cutting board? What about the cutting board? Well, we're going to do cutting boards.
I have no idea. I don't know what you talk about on Sundays.
We could do. We probably need to do. I need to check into some cutting boards. I need to get a hold of the guy that we got the cutting board for on the burger cook-off to see if we can work out some cutting boards with him.
I have his information.
There you go. Not selling used aprons, are you? No, I'm not selling used aprons.
Oh, they're asking, are you selling that? What? I don't know which one.
It may be they may be talking about that cutting board. I'm not sure. My pal Vega, let me know exactly. Yeah, that cutting board. No, I'm not selling that one, but we have that guy's information, so I may get a few from him, and maybe put those on the website, maybe, or I could actually just get his info. Let me get in touch with him first to make sure he's still doing them, and then I can just give you that info. That way, that'll kind of cut out the middleman for you guys. That's probably going to be better for you guys. Cindy, good to have you tonight. Amy Dudley behind you. What's that mean? We got a bunch of people talking in codes tonight.
Or give one for Christmas.
DNS crew. Good evening, everyone. Sandy made your green bean casserole this evening. Best I've ever had. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. And if I'm not mistaken, tell me if I'm wrong, you're Selena's fiance, correct? He's talking about the board behind you. Oh, so that one. So that one over there.
Oh, no, this is, no.
Yeah. So that is actually a. Yeah. You never know around here. So that is a sign that Matt Borner made for us, just for the channel, and that I'm going to have to look his.
I've got him.
You got him? I'll put the name of his. I think it's his Instagram on right here. He does some outstanding woodwork and some signs. Go ahead, babe.
It's Sign and Wood Creations.
Yeah.
LLC.
Sign and Wood Creations LLC on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And check him out, Matt. I mean, he's on here all the time. He made us that sign, and I'm sure he can do cutting boards, signs, anything like that. He does amazing stuff. So please be sure to check him out and let him know that he may be on here tonight. But let him know that we were talking about that on the live stream tonight. Good stuff. Yes. Good deal. Yeah, I love that green bean casserole. Matter of fact, we need to look into that to see. As far as keto goes, the only thing is, like, when you get something out of a can, like the cream of mushroom part, I've never looked at the can to see what's in the cream of mushroom soup.
It's not. I've already looked at it.
It's not good. It's not good. We'll come up with an alternative. But yeah, that green bean casserole is cool.
Matter of fact, Sarah texted me today about making one. Instead of using a glass dish, she was going to use a metal pan because that's all she had.
So that kind of covers the channel for now. So y'all just keep an eye out for the website for the merchandise and stuff. And I've got another t-shirt lined up. Just kind of got to get the ability to order those. But as soon as I do that, I think it'll be a pretty cool little shirt that you'll like. You'll get a kick out of. Stephen, man, it's good to have you, man.
What's wrong with Stephen's wife?
This is Robin, Stephen's wife. Well, Miss Robin, good to have you tonight. Bless your heart. That Snake River Farms brisket looked incredible.
Oh, goodness.
I need to splurge sometime soon and get one of those. In your opinion, was it worth it for the price difference? Yes, Jace. And trust me, I don't take that lightly because I know it's a lot of money. So when I say it's worth it, it had to be really good for me to say that. But yeah, it was worth it. He's very sick, and we are on the way to the hospital. Well, Miss Robin, prayers out to you guys. Keep us posted, and prayers for you guys. Hope everything's all right. Be careful on your way, and keep us posted, please. Thank you for letting us know that. Dogfather's Barbecue, good to have you tonight. And that's one thing about this group is obviously all of the prayers going up right away for that. So that's awesome. That's what I like about this group. Dogfather, I've been seeing you on Instagram. You've been getting down over there, brother. Love seeing it. I appreciate that. I've been trying to make an effort to do more Instagram posts, It gets hard to be so focused. You get so tunnel visioned on videos that I forget to take pictures and post them on the Instagram part. But it seems like Instagram is really important as far as being an influencer as well. So I've been trying to do that. And really the past 2 nights I've cooked supper both nights on that Gaucho grill. I love that thing, and it's really fun. It's enjoyable. It gives me time to relax while I'm cooking on it. And I love that thing. So I've actually taken some more pictures of tonight's cook, and I forgot to post them on Instagram. So I might do that after the live stream tonight. But I appreciate that. And Dogfather, I saw that you had possibly a grill for sale on a trailer. I think you're more than welcome to announce that on here. I don't have any problem with that at all if that'll help you with that. So it is fun. It really is. And I like a fire anyway. Me and Brandy both like a fire. And so what I enjoy about it is I can be able to cook on that big grilling surface, and I've got a fire over here on the side too, so I can enjoy both worlds. And at the same time, that fire is dropping some coals down there to keep my cooking going. It's the best of both worlds, so I love it. Can I announce that I have a cook for sale? He's messy.
No, but you can announce about your little adventure that you're going into.
So Dogfather is selling his little HBT weekender trailer, and it's not little, by the way. Got to make room for a new pit. That's what I'm talking about. I have a problem, but rehab ain't the answer. I ain't no quitter. I agree with you. That's why I'm building that little barbecue shed out there, so that I can kind of clear our back porch off, because we were slowly losing a place to hang out back there. So
quickly.
It looks a lot better. Well, actually, now the back porch looks empty. It looks like we're moving because it's empty. So now we've got to
move to the shed.
Yeah, move to the shed. So, but good stuff. So Miss Amy, Amy's Randomness, she's got a little Facebook deal going where she's making some crafty little whatnots, I guess is what you would call them. Signs and little
ornaments and
Christmas
paddles.
ornaments, paddles. I wish they were used more.
Yeah, we need one in every classroom at school.
And in every
with
household.
holes in them.
Yeah.
Drill holes in them.
But she's doing all kinds of little crafty deals. I think t-shirts too, maybe.
No.
Maybe not. I don't know. She's doing a lot of cool stuff. So go to Facebook, check out Amy's Randomness. Really cool stuff.
You do not suck at lives.
And
Oh,
buy a lot of Amy's stuff because Austin needs a new pit.
I'm gonna buy something so Amy gets to come to Georgia.
Eli, I just had my Grilla Grill delivered yesterday. After stumbling across your channel and reviews on it, I was sold. Thanks. Well, man, I'm glad you made a good decision. I know you're going to be happy. And I was just thinking earlier today, I'm easing up on my 3rd year with my Silverbac. And I mean, couldn't be happy. I'll probably do another 3-year review.
And I love the Chimp.
And Brandy loves the Chimp. But let me know what you think about it. And if you ever have any questions or something, don't hesitate, man. Justin Stanley, good to have you. By the way, Justin, seeing Justin's name because I get stuff from Justin all the time. He reminded me about the mailbag. And in the mailbag earlier this week, I got another package, and it was so early. And Bottle Cap Barbecue, good to have you. I don't know, but I'm going to assume. I'm assuming. And you know what happens when you assume something. But I'm going to assume Elvin. Yeah. Elvin sent me Capital City Mambo sauce mild a while back. And this week, this came, and there wasn't really anything in it that told me who it was from, but I'm assuming that it was from Elvin. If it wasn't, and it was somebody else, please let me know. But this is the Sweet Hot Capital City Mambo sauce. Now, we used the mild on some wings tonight. Love it. So thank you very much, Elvin. If you sent it, thank you. If not, let me know who sent it, but thank you very much. All those others were a bonus. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Hey, Jeremy.
Justin, appreciate you. So thank you very much. And also, I announced it Sunday morning, but I want to announce it again. Daddy Dutch Barbecue sent me some rub, and I want to thank him again for that. He's got some sweet heat rub, and we used it on, what did we use it on? Pork chops. And it does have a little heat to it, but really good flavor.
What you put on those?
Yeah. So I want to thank him again for that. Y'all check out Daddy Dutch Barbecue, his YouTube channel if you have a chance, and let him know that you heard it from Jus Piddlin BBQ. So good stuff. Justin, thank you again, man. Jeremy, good to have you tonight. When I was in 6th grade, I did about a 2-week stint waiting every day for 2 weeks for my SWAT teacher.
Mm-hmm. Justin, he's not under the weather. I'm under the weather.
Yeah, Justin, I'm sick. I'm sick, man. I'm sick. I feel pretty good today. I've had some sinus stuff going on, but I feel pretty good today.
Amy, I have 21 4-year-olds, and he's a computer lab teacher for all grades.
Yeah, and we're coming up on 2 more days left, and we get out for Thanksgiving break, and all the kids are aware of that, and they're off the chain. And
we have full moon this week.
I think some of the teachers have kind of dropped their pack, so they're not really on the kids much either. And so it's time for a break. So what grade do y'all teach? I teach every grade. I teach kindergarten through 5th computer lab. Technically, I'm a PE teacher, but they needed a volunteer to do computer lab, so I volunteered that this year. And so I'm kindergarten through fifth grade computer lab. If you can imagine me doing that, because I can't even believe I'm doing that, but that's what I'm doing. So, but I have very well behaved children.
I do too.
So, because I know I'm going to drop the hammer if not. So, I just got the new Holy Voodoo rub from Meat Church today. That sounds really good. I saw that the other day on social media. Justin, appreciate that. Both of y'all are teachers. Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I look all the time. I want to get into more barbecue grill companies, something barbecue related, more toward my channel. I've had my belly full, to be honest with you, from an education standpoint, because I think we're just going the wrong way. And that's all I'm going to say about it, because I don't want to go off the rails on that again, like I have before. But my passion is more for grilling and barbecuing and sharing and teaching and, that kind of stuff. And I think for my personal health, I'm going to be honest with you, my personal health, I think I would be healthier doing something that I enjoy more. But yeah, have y'all ever considered doing virtual teaching? My wife started that maybe 5 or 6 years ago and loves it and makes way more money that way. I haven't, but that would be something to maybe look into. That'd be kind of cool.
You're welcome, Amy.
Be on the lookout for backline fabrications. I've seen that. That's pretty interesting, man. Pretty interesting. Have you applied for those positions? Yeah, well, I have kind of put feelers out there, Bob, but nothing has really came of it yet. But hopefully one day.
My brother's on tonight.
My man Harley, what's going on, brother? Good to have you in here tonight. Oh, that's awesome, Justin. So he contacted the Wild Salt Company, and they are going to send him the Outback stuff. That's cool. So, and seeing Harley on here reminded me of the next big announcement. And now that more people are on here, it'll be a good time to go ahead and do this. So again, before you hop off, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber for some reason, please subscribe to my channel, and we certainly appreciate it. Pretty cool announcement tonight. And this just happened tonight. I reached out to Greg Maravich at Ballistic Barbecue. And if you don't know, he has a new book out as well. And the new book is on Amazon now. It's called American Barbecue Sauces, Marinades, Rubs, and More from the South and Beyond. And it's a really cool book. He sent me a electronic copy so I could kind of check it out. But he has agreed to be a live call-in guest next Wednesday night on the live stream. So Greg Maravich from Ballistic Barbecue is going to call in live next Wednesday night, roughly around 8:20ish. And we're going to talk about his channel, Ballistic Barbecue, his background, and get into the book a little bit, which is going to be really cool. He's one of the biggest barbecue YouTubers on all of YouTube. and that's saying a lot. So really appreciate him taking the time to do that. Greg and I have never really met personally, but we have uh, communicated back and forth throughout the past couple of years, um, and have a little bit in common. Just he's from or lives in San Diego. I used to live in San Diego for a couple of years out there when I was at Miramar. Um, and then with the barbecue stuff, we kind of communicated back and forth. And then with the Vegemite stuff, uh, he, was willing to cooperate a little bit with that and put the Vegemite on his channel. And so that's how that stuff got rolling. So, uh, one of the things that he talks about just in a little bit of reading that I've done so far is I really like Greg and admire him because even though his channel is so big, and I hope that mine gets there one day, he's no different than me and you still. And one of the things that he says in the book is, out of all the other things that has gone on in his life through and because of his channel, that it's the relationships that he has made that, kind of makes it all worthwhile too. And I say that all the time on my channel. And one of the relationships that I have gained through this channel is the relationship that I've got with Greg. And so again, really appreciative of Greg doing that. It's going to be really fun. I think it's going to be really informative for you guys as well as me. Me, as far as his channel goes, as well as other aspects of the barbecue stuff. So I think it's going to be really cool. So don't forget, next Wednesday night, live stream. Greg Maravich from Ballistic Barbecue is going to be on here talking about his channel, his book, and all kind of other barbecue stuff. So it ought to be fun. So really happy to announce that. That's going to be pretty cool. So what we got here? Jace, that'll be a cool discussion. I think it will be too. I'm really excited about that. And Anthony says he loves watching Greg. And by the way, if you've never seen Greg's channel, I don't know why. I can't imagine it, but if you're not, you need to check out Ballistic Barbecue. He does a lot of great stuff. Most of his stuff, he's kind of narrowed it down, and maybe I need to do the same thing. And I've been thinking about that lately. But he kind of narrowed most of his stuff down and focused more on burgers on his channel than anything, recreating burgers and doing copycat burgers, different versions of things. But he does it in a way that is very, you can tell that he's done his research. He's not lazy about it. He puts a lot of time and effort into all of those cooks. And his book, just viewing it right off the bat, you can tell that he has put that same effort into that book. It's not just something that some guy off the street threw together and put out there. I mean, it's legit. So check it out. It's going to be a really cool conversation next Wednesday night. So looking forward to that.
Mike and Amy, them together would be a mess.
Yeah. Hey, I love all of y'all. I mean, I love all of y'all equally. So Harley, by the way, just finished putting Boston Butts on for tomorrow's ladies' night out at Ace of Grey. So Harley's got a huge cook tomorrow at the Ace of Grey in Gray, Georgia. They do a ladies' night out where it's a big discounted event for all the ladies that show up. That Ace of Grey, by the way, that Ace store is huge. They've got just about everything that you could possibly want. And it's a great event. And I mean, hundreds of people show up. And so Harley's got a big cook. So he's getting ready for that. So that's what he's talking about there. Bob, good to have you tonight, man. Thank you so much. Daddy Dutch Barbecue. We talked about you earlier. I got your rub. We used it on some pork chops the other night. Turned out great. That sweet heat, and it does have it does have some heat, but really good flavors in that. So we're going to have that in a couple of videos here shortly. So thank you so much for that. And I don't know if you caught it, but just announced that Greg Maravich from Ballistic Barbecue is going to be the live call-in guest for next Wednesday night's live stream. So stay tuned for that next Wednesday night. That's going to be pretty cool stuff. Very, very cool, man. Very cool. And I appreciate you sending us that rub out as well, man. That's awesome. Thank you for that. So that covers the website merchandise stuff, the live call in with Greg. So topic discussion tonight. One of the biggest things that hit this week, I would imagine, is a lot of people are talking about is the new pellet grill from Weber. So Weber has come out with a new pellet grill called the Smoke Fire, which is kind of a weird name to me, but it's called the Weber Smoke Fire. And a couple of observations that I want to talk about tonight. This is just me talking. I have no dogs in the hunt. I have no, stakes in it, nothing. This is just my personal opinions, my observations. And some people aren't going to like a couple of these observations. However, before I say all that, I need to say this first to get this out of the way before somebody says this. I think Weber is one of the overall top grill companies in maybe grilling history. As far as longevity goes, the Weber kettle obviously has been around for years and years, very consistent, very affordable. And they have expanded into gas grills, Weber Smoky Mountains, so on and so forth. So as a company, I think Weber I've got all the respect in the world for Weber. So before anybody goes off the rails I can't believe he was dogging Weber. I'm not dogging Weber. I think they're great. I think it's a great company. One of the things that I'm curious about, and when I say this, I'm not saying it about Weber per se. I'm saying it about Weber owners. And y'all have heard me talk about Weber owners before. Weber owners are one reason why I didn't buy a Weber kettle for 45 years, is because I kept getting so tired of hearing, well, if you're not a Weber owner, you don't know how to barbecue, So finally, after getting this channel, actually, I broke down and got a Weber just because I wanted to see what all the hype was about, because I kept being told you had to be a barbecue pit master to operate a Weber kettle. And if you could master that, you could do anything. So I got a Weber kettle. And there was nothing to it, and I was bored with the Weber kettle. It was not challenging. There was nothing challenging about it. And so I don't even have it anymore. I gave it away. It was not fun. It was not fun to me. It was kind of boring. And so I don't know what all the hype was about a Weber kettle being the holy grail of barbecue pit masters, because you set the bottom to one thing and you adjust the top to adjust your temperature, and that's it. No big deal. So with that being said, so many Weber owners, Weber kettle owners, Weber Smoky Mountain owners have dogged out pellet grill owners for so long. You know, for so long, Weber kettle, Weber Smoky Mountain owners have dogged out pellet grills. It's a easy bake oven for barbecuers. It's a lazy man's barbecue. All those comments. And I'm not here to defend pellet grills either, because I love my pellet grills, but I also love my pit barrel cooker, and I also love my Kamado Joe, and I also love my Gaucho and my Watchman Stove, and on and on and on. So I can cook on anything. I don't think there's really just about anything that I can't cook on, and I love them all. So I'm not just defending pellet grills. But my point is, Weber kettle owners, all those pellet grills, they ain't worth nothing. You can't, you might as well cook in the kitchen, all that stuff. But now, because it's a Weber, I'm anxious to see how many of those people all of a sudden jump on that pellet grill bandwagon because it's got Weber on the front. Well, now that Weber pellet grill, now that thing looks good. All of a sudden, because it's got Weber on it. So I'm curious to see how many of those. It's kind of like a never Trumper, a never pellet griller, all of a sudden becomes a pellet griller with the new Weber. So a couple of observations. The very first thing that I noticed, the first thing that hit me as soon as I saw the Weber pellet grill, first thing that I thought, that looks just like a Traeger Timberline. The smaller version and the larger version looks just like a Timberline 850 and a Timberline 1300. It looks just like it as far as the barrel pill-shaped construction goes. The way it's put together and everything, the stance, everything looks just like a Traeger Timberline. Even though a lot of these other grill companies want to dog out Traeger a lot, and people say that Traegers have lots of problems. Well, Traegers may have 10% more problems than other grills, but they've sold 10% more grills. Now that figure is probably off, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's proportional to how many grills they have sold over the years. So everything from the look of it and the shape of it that looks just like a Timberline to the rack system is kind of similar to the Timberline. They've even got a sensor in the hopper to tell you the level of pellets, just like what's in the Traegers now. So it would seem like they took a lot from the Timberline series of Traegers. With that being said, they have also changed a lot. They put that big hopper, 22-pound hopper in the back, similar to what Rectech does. And they've kind of revamped the auger a little bit to where it's a shorter auger. Now, a couple of observations with that. I think some of the stuff that they have done with that new pellet smoker is going to be really good. There's also a couple of aspects about it that I'm anxious to see how they play out, because I don't know if they're going to play out very well. Number one is the short auger. That short auger, there's been a couple of other pellet grill companies, me and Harley were talking about this, that have come out with pellet grills with short augers. And what seems to happen with pellet grills with short augers is they have more burn back problems into the pellet hopper itself with a shorter auger than with a longer auger, because there's less time for it to cool down before it gets to your hopper, if that makes sense. So I'm curious to see how that works out. Also, and I'm being honest with you, what I don't like about, and I haven't used one, so I'm speaking from just what I've seen. I don't think that I'm gonna like that little ash tray and grease bin that's in that little tray. And I'll tell you why, because I have used a Timberline, and that Timberline has a tray where the grease is that you pull out. And now the grease tray on the Timberline, it still drains similar to a traditional pellet grill. It goes down a trough and then goes into that tray. You pull the tray out and dump it. But it didn't always drain clean and properly. But this Weber, it has ports right beside the firebox that grease is channeled down into. So grease actually drips into the bottom of that pellet grill, then into some holes, and then down into a tray with a little bin in it. And I just don't know if I want grease being that close to my fire pot. I'm sure that they've done their research, they've done their R&D. I'm sure they've ran it and it did fine. That's just an observation. And also the fire pot has slits in the fire pot where ash automatically falls down into a kind of like an ash tray, if you will. Curious to see how that's going to work out too. And they say that it's to stop some of the oil drain problems and ash problems that people have had with pellet grills. Well, I own 4 pellet grills. I've owned 6 pellet grills, and I've never had any problems with either one of those. So I'm not really sure what those problems are, but I tell you this, I have used a Timberline with that grease drawer, and I've used my other traditional pellet grills with the little grease can on the outside. Me personally, I prefer the little grease bucket on the outside. It's simple and it works. And sometimes you can really overcomplicate stuff and end up finding out after it's all said and done that simpler is better. And I prefer the simpler. Me personally, I prefer that Pro 780 over a Traeger Timberline. And supposedly the Timberline is supposed to be the Cadillac model, but I prefer the 780. So that's just a couple of observations that I have made note of just by looking at videos and a couple of posts of that Weber smoke fire pellet grill. Now they do say it gets up to higher temperatures than most pellet grills, and that would be pretty cool as far as searing purposes. Although I've always kind of said that I kind of think searing's overrated sometimes. But you know, I think it's going to do well. The funny part is when it does do well, how many Weber kettle owners who always said that they would never use a pellet grill because it was cheating and it was a easy bake oven, all of a sudden want to go buy a Weber pellet grill. I think that's pretty interesting. And there have been many grill companies out there that said that they would never do a pellet grill. Now all of a sudden they're doing pellet grills, which is a testament to, number one, how many people are buying pellet grills, and number two, that there is some legitimacy to the effectiveness of cooking with wood pellets. So if there wasn't, then Weber wouldn't be putting one out. I mean, let's be honest. So that's just my observations. So let's
Right here.
see what everybody else had to say. I think their quality and leadership team has decreased over the years, but it seems like they have tried to turn it around. Despite saying that, they are still top notch. Dolphin said, "Y'all get your popcorn out." Can't knock the company or the cooker because I haven't seen it, but that price point is horrible. But if you look at it, it's expensive, but it's really comparable to the same quality of pellet grills that are out there on the market now. I mean, that's being honest. Now, can you get a cheap pellet grill? Absolutely. Uh, you certainly can. Are they going to be, and this is just my opinion, are they going to be the same quality as those in that $1,000 range? In my opinion, no, they're not. Um, Go feel them. Go grab one. Go shake it. Listen to it rattle. Feel the other ones. There's a big difference in the build quality and the controller quality. But I mean, the price point is, for the most part, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're expensive, but the price point is equivalent to other brands' equal models, if that makes sense. Oklahoma Joe is dropping an affordable, decent looking pellet grill. They are. Somebody brought that to my attention the other day. And it looks like so Austin says it looks like they copied the new Traeger Ironwood a little bit. So again, that takes me back to my point that I made a while ago. And again, I'm not an advocate for Traeger either. Traeger doesn't sponsor me per se. I don't have a contract with Traeger or anything like that. I use them. But Traeger was the first pellet grill. They've sold millions of pellet grills. And because they've sold millions, uh, more problems are reported off of that number of grills versus another company that just started a couple years ago that may have only sold hundreds of thousands. You see what I'm saying? But for all of that and for all of the negative mess that Traeger has to put up with, it's funny that these grill companies still continue to copy what they are doing. And so that is something to be said for what Traeger has done over the years, in my opinion. So the thing that makes the Weber so widely used is all of the different accessories and attachments. I agree with that 100%. And people ask me a lot, I'm a beginner. As a beginner, what entry level cooker would you recommend? And for me, I always recommend a Weber kettle. Now, again, I don't even own a Weber kettle anymore because for me it wasn't fun. It was kind of boring. Um, but for somebody just starting out, that's the perfect thing to get for under $200. For the cheapest one you can get for around $100, really. But for under $200, you can get that Weber Master Touch, and it comes with the grate insert that comes out, the flipping grates, the charcoal baskets, and you've got that whole cast iron system that you can incorporate in there with woks and other things. And it's a great system. I mean, no doubt about it. No doubt. And and that's the thing. Going back to Dogfather's point, he owns 2 kettles and a Yoder pellet smoker. Um, just like me, I own right now out there in the barbecue shed. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pellet grills out there, and I've got another one on the backboard. So I got 5 pellet grills in the backyard right now. But I also have a pit barrel cooker and a Watchman stove and a Gaucho and a Kamado Joe, and I love all of them. And if you told me I had to get rid of any of them, I'd probably fight you over them because I love all of them. So I wish people could get over, because they own this certain grill in their yard, all the rest of them have to be junk because I own a ton of them and I love all of them. They're all good. So,
Albert's in the house.
Albert, good to have you, man. Eric, Grilla Grills for life. Now, Eric, that's a great point. Eric says Grilla Grills for life, that price point. And that price point is legit. However, with that being said, and this is to Grilla Grills credit, they have chosen to just be online. And because of that, there's no middleman. They don't have to pay anybody. They don't have to work out any kind of deals and that kind of thing. And so that affects the price point a ton. If Grilla Grills were in Ace Hardwares, if Grilla Grills were in Home Depots, Lowe's, or anything like that, that price point would have to go up. It would have to, which is why, like Traegers are more expensive, for example, because the middleman stuff, so it's really hard to look at some of these other brands too when you get your hands on a Grilla Grill, because for the money, it's probably the best pellet grill under $1,000. I agree with you 100%, Austin. I can't argue with you none. I get questioned all the time about, well, which one's better, the Pro 780 or the Silverback? I get asked that all the time, so much that I get tired of answering it. Number one, I like both of them. They're both great. My answer is always the same. If you don't want Wi-Fi is not important, I would go with the Grilla Silverback. It's got especially if you get the Alpha, because it's got the Alpha controller with the PID or the regular Pro mode. And for the price point and all the stainless steel, you can't, how can you argue with that? I can't argue with it. If you want Wi-Fi, I would definitely go with a 780. I mean, that's my answer every time. And I like them both. I like them both. So, Harley, my concern with the Weber pellet grill is that it doesn't have a drip tray. Well, and Harley, I looked at it earlier today. It does have a drip tray that's similar, and like we talked about, it's similar to the Timberline in looks, and they've come up with that system that's similar to the Timberline as far as the drip tray goes, with that little drawer. And so under the fire pot, there's little slits where ash falls in. So there's a tray under there where the ash falls. But also in that little drawer is a kind of like a tinfoil bin, kind of like the Timberline has, that collects the grease. And beside the fire pot, there's two holes on either side of the fire pot where grease basically goes off those vaporizer deals, and any grease that doesn't get vaporized falls in the bottom of your grill, down those holes, and into that tray, into that little throwaway tinfoil deal that collects the grease. My problem with that is I don't want grease. Number one, that's going to create a mess in the bottom of that grill, number one. And number two, I don't want grease that close to my fire pot. But again, I'm sure that they have done their due diligence and it doesn't create grease fires and all that. I would just be curious to see how it works, to be honest with you. Did someone say, oh God, I'm not even saying it. I'm not even saying it.
That's one of your favorite names.
When is the Weber pellet review? Well, if I could get my hands on one, I'd certainly do one. That's for sure. For all the cooking doors I have, and you know I have many, I use my kettle more than anything, honestly. Well, I would probably say now, and I'll say this: I cook probably 5 days out of 7, probably
6.
6 days out of 7, and so, and that's like after work, coming home, and all that. So I would say probably the grills that I use the most are probably pellet grills. And that was with it sitting right outside my back door, already plugged up. It's already clean. I come home and just turn it on. But again, now they're out there at the barbecue shed. It's a little farther to walk. And so the past couple of days, I have fired up that gaucho and cooked on it. So, it kind of depends on what's convenient as well. So I like cooking on them all, man. I really do.
Hey, Peter. Good night, Mr. Mark. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So I understand what Harley's saying. Yeah, there's no, yeah. That's what bothers me, Harley. There's no there's no, like in other pellet grills, there's a drip tray that channels the grease down into a channel that goes down into a can. So everything's kind of contained. There's not one of those in this Weber pellet grill. It either drops on those vaporizer things or it just drops to the bottom, into the bottom of your grill. That's going to be a mess. I don't see how it wouldn't be a mess. I don't see how it wouldn't be a mess. How did that gaucho cook go the other week? Amazing. I mean, I love that thing, and tonight I cooked on it, and last night I cooked on it too. I love it. It's fun. It's relaxing. It's peaceful. It's easy because no matter how many coals you put on the bottom, you can raise and lower that grate. I love it, man. I love it. I have 11 grills, and people ask me which is my favorite. I ask them which of your kids is your favorite. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would choose. The drip tray similar to the gas grill that goes into the full tray. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I would like it. I don't know. Gregor, good to have you tonight, Gregor. Chris just joined in. I'm looking for a budget good smoker. PBC worth it? It's absolutely worth it. And another one that we were just talking about, Chris, the Weber kettle. Personally, my version of the Weber kettle is the Weber kettle Master Touch, is what I would recommend. But either one of those, pit barrel cooker is awesome. I love that thing. Rick James is my favorite child. About to make a purchase. Awesome. Dog Father's Barbecue. Okay, brother. I've got to get going. Man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. Y'all check out Dog Father's Barbecue. He's got some good stuff going on over there.
Thank you.
Good stuff, man.
Chris, Elvin, you need to ask him. He's on now.
So, Elvin, did you send the the sweet hot version of this? Because we got this in this week. The Mambo sauce. We tried the other on some wings tonight. That stuff's awesome. Awesome, man.
Jace.
Elvin, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. This stuff is great.
Take care of those babies.
Really cool stuff. Love it, man. Thank you. Jace, appreciate you, man. Good stuff. And Elvin, just for those of you that just joined in, just want to let you guys know that next Wednesday night, Greg Maravich from Ballistic Barbecue is going to be the live call-in guest, talking about his channel Ballistic Barbecue, as well as his new book that's on Amazon now. And his book is called American Barbecue Sauces, Marinades, Rubs, and More from the South and Beyond. So that's going to be really cool to talk to him about his new book and his channel and a lot of barbecue stuff. So leave some space open next Wednesday night for that. So I'm really excited about that. Did you see that Tabasco put out a new flavor made with ricotta peppers, which I've never heard of? I've never heard of that either. Elvin, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate that. That's good stuff. And like I say, we had that on some wings tonight and was really good. So looking forward to using those some more.
You put one of them on. Something else. Oh, you put them on the. Didn't you put them on the pork chops too?
Yeah.
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 That lit me up.
Yeah, Matthew, we've been talking about that, man, we've been talking about that for about the past half hour. You may have to rewind the old live stream and check it out. I gave my thoughts on it, some observations and stuff like that. I think they've done some really good things with it, and I think there's some things that I'm curious to see how they're going to play out. But one thing's for sure, I'm always glad to see when a company comes out with a new grill product, especially a new grill, because if nothing else, it's going to make other grill companies sit up and take notice and keep them from being stagnant with their products and continue to keep them progressing and getting better, which only is going to make it better for us as the user. So I'm happy to see it.
Peter, you don't have to send us anything. We're just glad you're on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we definitely don't want your tax bill.
And we don't want that.
That's what he said.
All right, guys. Well, we've been on about an hour. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, please. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So
good night, Amy.
Don't forget Sunday, I'm going to have one canvas apron up on the website. Eddie Hanks, good to see you, brother. I'll have one apron up on the website Sunday at lunch. Canvas apron, just like the one that I wear with a Jus Piddlin BBQ leather patch on. We're also going to have the Jus Piddlin BBQ Christmas ornaments that you can get on the website starting Sunday at lunch for $5. As far as pellets go, Grilla versus Pit Boss at Lowe's. Chris, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I have never used Pit Boss pellets, so I cannot speak to that. I do know, however, that Grilla makes great pellets. Yeah, pellets. I didn't know Grilla was selling pellets at Lowe's. So that's interesting. But I use Grilla grill pellets all the time, and I use Traeger pellets all the time. I meant grills. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, hold on, let me go back.
Right here.
As far as
grills go,
Grilla versus Pit Boss at Lowe's. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I'd go with Grilla 9 times out of 10. Probably 10 out of 10, but I'm just going to say 9 out of 10. That's just my opinion. Next to Chef John at Food Network, Greg at Ballistic Barbecue, and Sandy and Brandy at Jus Piddlin BBQ. I'm still learning. You guys rock. My son watches your posts all the time. Gregor, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. And I have to thank you once again for your support. It means a ton. Peter, I'm glad you stopped by, man. 2 peaches and a sticker for my wall on my way. Not sure what that means.
I think he purchased something on the website, but I don't know
2
what
peaches.
peaches are.
I don't either.
Well, maybe it's the hat. No,
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll go look.
I'll have to go look. That ornament looks really nice. Did you guys make them? We didn't make. I didn't go out there and physically cut the wood. We ordered the wood chunks, and then we did the decals ourselves and the string and all that. Mark Summers, thank you so much. Patches and a sticker. Awesome. We'll be sure to get that out really quick. Thank you very much. Good stuff.
And then hard.
Just an update. I'm still getting good results from Bear Mountain Pellets. There you go. If you're looking for some pellets, check out Bear Mountain Pellets as well. Eddie Hanks says that they're pretty good, and I trust anything that Eddie Hanks says. Outstanding fella.
Somebody wanted you to say hey to their son. I think his name was Christopher, but I'm not sure.
Christopher? Back up here?
I think the son's name was Christopher. It's on, but you were talking about the grills.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find something real quick. Somebody asked me to do something for them.
Keep going, because I think it was before you. Wait a minute.
I'll let Brandy try to find it. But anyway, that's really about all we have. One other thing, I told you that when can you say hi to my son Christopher Vega? Christopher Vega, hello. Good to have you guys on the show. Hope everything's doing well with you guys. It is a pleasure. Yeah, that's good stuff. More than happy to do stuff like that. That's very humbling. I actually defended Traeger pellets the other day in a post. People trash talking without knowledge of Traeger pellet plants. Eddie, there's a lot of stuff like that goes around these days, and it's just, again, I think it's, if they don't have it in their backyard, then they have to talk trash about it because it makes their stuff look better. And I think that's what that's all about. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get off. We're an hour and 15 minutes. Appreciate all of you. Stay tuned this coming up week. We're going to do another video this weekend, and then I'll do the live stream Sunday morning.
You going to do a video?
I'm sure I will.
It's not going to be at 5:30 in the morning, though.
No, this will be a lot shorter video than last week. But again, simplify, and thank all of you guys for your support, guys and gals, for your support.
You got Mr. Tom got his
Awesome. Awesome. Good deal. Appreciate all you guys, and thank you for your support. We couldn't do it without you, and you make these live streams worthwhile. So thank you very much. So we're gonna get out of here. Plan on what we're gonna do for this weekend, and I'll see you Sunday morning. And until then, we'll be piddling. Gregor, thank you, man. Appreciate you very much. That's very kind of you.
Y'all have a good rest of the week.
Thank you so much.
Good night, Austin.
Y'all take care.
Night,
Thank you.
Peter.